What's up, everyone? It's Annabelle with That Good Shit, and I am here with
Rich Brian.
Rich Brian. How
Hello,
are you
hello.
feeling today?
I feel great. A little sleepy, but I feel awesome. I feel great.
Yeah, I'm also a little sleepy today, and it's like sleepy weather.
Yeah.
So we're in the same boat. What have you been up to so far today?
Today I had really good tacos. I had birria tacos, and yeah, it brought me back to life.
That's amazing. Where
Yeah.
did you get them from?
It was this place called, literally the place is called Birria, from Lower East Side, and I don't know if it's like a popular place or if it's like a, I'm assuming it's not like a hidden gem, but
Yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire. You can't go wrong with a birria taco,
know.
especially like revive you and bring you back to life. You've been saying you've been having a really busy New York trip.
Yes.
What have you been up to while you've been out here?
Literally every single day, I would hang out with Nick Cheo. Do you know Nick Cheo?
Bro,
Yeah,
that's our goat.
yeah. So literally, and I just met him like recently,
Yeah.
like once. I met him in LA, and then every time it's so funny. Every time we're together, we're always like staying up so late, always out till like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And like I'm not like this, and it's funny because he's not like that either. That's what he told me, but somehow our synergy just kind of like brings that out of us. And yeah, we've been on a bender.
You guys have been on a bender. I love
Yeah.
that y'all are out on the town together.
Yeah.
Have you been seeing him DJ while you've been out here?
Yeah, I saw him do one show, and then he's having another show tonight, and I'm gonna go.
Wait, where's his show tonight?
Yeah, was that?
Wait, where's his
Oh,
show
where's the show?
tonight?
It's at the Ludlow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nick Cheo outside. We just saw him play this Pigeons and Planes show a couple days ago, and he went stupid. He's like, watching him DJ is one of the most fun experiences
fun.
ever. He gets like super into it. He gets all sweaty. He's
Yeah.
jumping around.
Which is not what you would expect looking at his videos.
Yeah.
He looks like the most introverted, like, just quiet person, but
Yeah.
then he's more extroverted than me.
Yeah, no, he really gets into it. Like, his energy is infectious.
Yes.
And yeah, we love Nick Cheo. Big
Yes.
shout out to Nick Cheo.
Yes.
That's fire. I'm glad you guys have been outside together having a good time. I'm really excited to talk to you today because I was lucky enough to have a listen of your upcoming album, Where Is My Head? And I know this is the first album you're putting out. After 6 years.
Yeah, oh my
which
God.
feels really major. Like when an artist comes out after 6 years to drop an album, it feels like it's a very significant moment, and you get to like tell people the story of growth you've experienced over 6 years, because a lot can happen in life over 6 years.
A lot.
Where do you feel like this album stands in context of your whole discography?
I think I always say it's kind of like the perfect combination between my first album and my second album. In a sense that the first one was mostly self-produced also, but I was just producing everything on the computer, using like plugins and VSTs. And then the second one, I worked with these guys who kind of like executive produced the whole thing, and I did some production on it, but I mostly focused on writing. But they like really elevated my sound and just like brought a whole different quality to it that I didn't have before. And on this third one, when I was kind of trying to figure out who to work with on it, I thought, like, I would love to work with them again. We have great chemistry, but they also have a very, very distinct sound, and I just didn't want to make the same album. And so I just ended up going deeper into learning, like, analog production and, like, synths, keyboards. There's a lot of guitar on this record, and, to kind of have that, like, hands-on so you hear that DNA of just my sound and my identity on there sonically, while also still getting all the textures that the Sailor had, which is my last album.
Yeah, no, the production is so phenomenal, and I really enjoyed like listening to this album all the way through in order, of course, and just hearing you build out this really unique, colorful, vibrant
Thank you.
soundscape, and just knowing that you did that production yourself, like, it just makes it feel even more special. I was drawing a lot of connections to Tyler the Creator and his method of production and building out worlds.
100%.
And Sophie was actually just telling me that you had a conversation with Tyler about like production in that way going into making this album. Tell me about that conversation.
No, it was a very brief conversation that I had with him, and it was at Camp Flog now, and I hadn't talked to him since like 2019. I didn't think he was gonna remember me at all, and then I saw him, and then he was talking to André 3000, and I was just like, whoa. And I walked by, and then he said hi, and I was like really surprised. And then he asked me how I was doing and what I've been up to. And then I told him that I'm, putting out an album for the first time in 6 years. And he was like, "Oh shit, are you nervous?" And then I was like, "No, I'm actually just like, for the first time I feel just straight up excited, and I cannot wait, like, because I feel really confident in this body of work." And then he was like, "Sick, that's what I like to hear." And then yeah, under 3000 was also just being like, just saying cool shit to me. He was just like, it's really cool that the feeling of coming out with something after a long time, because you have that energy of just an artist that's coming fresh out the gate, because you get the chance to be new again, and
Yeah.
usually as artists we don't get that chance to be new again. And the whole time I was just kind of like taking all this in, you know, blacking out, and at the same time having like an internal clock of just like, okay, in about 15 seconds I'm gonna leave because I don't want to linger. And so that's what I did. And then I, shook his hand. He asked me what my name was. I was like, I'm Rich Brian, to Andre 3000. Met his wife, I believe, and yeah, it was a phenomenal experience. I've had dreams of stuff like that happening.
Yeah, no,
You
that's
know,
unreal.
it's unreal. And the next few days, I was just like, kept thinking about it and being like, oh, that actually happened. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So Tyler's always been one of my biggest inspirations. I think, I always say it on interviews. On this album, I think like I really kind of wore that, on my sleeve. I think like I I think I try my best to not have it be like so obvious, but just because I don't know, just because I feel like I've seen other people that are where it's like, oh, okay, you love Tyler, and and it's cool, but it's like I want to see more of your, like, what's your perspective, what's your side, what are
Totally.
you bringing to the table, and I think with this album I tried my best to still have that, and like I sampled old Indonesian music, for example, and like yeah, so I don't know. I'm hopefully people hear it and still still see my my kind of like identity and DNA through it as well. But shout out Tyler.
Big shout out Tyler. But no, I love like those moments where you find that perfect marriage of inspiration and then your own original sound, which is I feel like exactly what you achieved
Thank
on
you.
this album. Like because there are these moments, especially like with Synths, where I'm like, oh my god, like I feel like this is like some Tyler ass shit, but like not like you're trying to regurgitate that. It's like you took the inspiration and channeled it through your
Yeah.
own heart and mind, and you just came out with something that has that color and that vibrance that we see with someone like Tyler, but doesn't feel like him. It feels like you.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
no, that's beautiful. And you're gonna be performing this project for the first time at Head in the Clouds soon.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
excited?
I'm excited and I'm nervous because there's a lot of new lyrics that I have to learn, and I always forget my lyrics on stage.
Yeah.
That's my main thing.
Are you gonna perform Timezones and remember all of 6 minutes and 30 seconds of those lyrics?
Dude, I think I'm gonna wait for tour for that one because I'm
Yeah.
not ready. Yeah, and also it's a festival set, so I gotta keep it like 45 minutes,
Yeah.
and that's a whole 6 minute 30. I don't know, but I will be. I do want to perform that song. That's
Yeah.
yeah. I think like I'm gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, on that note, I would love to just hop in and talk about some of the songs in particular on the album because I just have so many questions, and I guess I would love to start with Time Zones. Like, that's definitely a big storytelling moment for you. I've heard you say that people tell you it sounds like, or it feels like they're watching a movie, which I could see it all playing out in my head. I was like,
Right.
oh my god, he got dumped, and now he's in the club, and oh my god, he's kissing this girl in the club. Like, oh my god, what's going on? Where were you when you wrote that? You said it happened over a span of 7 days.
Yeah, I was just in my apartment. It was I think I wrote that in like 2022, I believe, or like end of 2022. And I I remember listening to the beat and starting off kind of mumbling on my phone, and then I was just kind of like, I'm not a good freestyler at all, but sometimes I try to put as many words or say as many words as I can freestyling just to see what words come out. And then the first thing was just like, son in the kitchen in my mama's cafe, and then I was like, oh, okay, interesting. My mom's cafe. That's where I used to work. And then the process of the whole 7 days was like, I would be writing it and I still wouldn't know where the story's gonna lead. And so that was so fun because I'm just kind of like, each part of the story kind of reminds me of a different time in my life where I'm like, oh, I should talk about that. And then, by the end of it, like towards the end of it, I'm still like, okay, I'm talking about all this, but what is the point of the story? And I think like, I finally decided it's like, okay, the online girlfriend, online friends, like these are people that I've never met, and then but they've impacted me in so many ways. So this is kind of a love letter to them. But yeah, I was just in my apartment every day, just like waking up so excited to hit the studio in my bedroom studio, just like to work on that. And what's really cool about that song is the chord progression is there's like two or three alternating chord progressions that is like it starts off the same, so it kind of like it feels like it's looping, but then like there are two or three different variations where it ends differently. And the way that I arranged it was like it's not based on like there's no real pattern. The way I'm like deciding which chord to put in which part, it all kind of like relied on what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
can kind of like change the intensity of the moment based on what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. So the whole thing feels like really alive to me.
Oh,
And,
brilliant. It's like you
yeah.
need to adapt that into like a play or something.
I know.
Like that
Yeah.
intention behind it is so sick.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
it's felt for sure listening to it. Another song that I really enjoyed was Body High, your track with Toro y Moi. Crazy collab.
Yeah.
What was that creation process like? Because it felt like, I don't know, it reminded me of like all my favorite Toro songs that just feel, again, so bright and uplifting, and it just feels like sunshine. What was it like making that song?
It was I'm trying to think of what inspired that song. It was there's this Bad Bad Not Good song that I love with Charlotte Day Wilson called In Your Eyes. That was one of the biggest inspirations. And then there's also this Anderson .Paak with JD and JD Beck and Domi on it. And I just wanted to make some real like I think like jazzy stuff with like a sick bass line. And so that's kind of what I did. I was just tinkering with the bass and then started writing on it. And at first, Toro's part, I wrote that and I kind of sang it like really high because in my mind I wanted to have a girl sing that part. And so it was just like I just laid down a version with just my voice on it. And then later on I was just kind of like, I don't know, maybe Toro would be like sick on this. And, I just happened to have his number or like we followed each other on Instagram. And then I was like, let me give this a try. Let me give it a shot. And then I asked him and then he was, surprisingly really down. And then he sent back his vocals. He was down to sing my lyrics, which is like awesome. And then he added some harmonies on it. And yeah, and that was it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You shot your shot and it worked out beautifully.
Yeah, that's honestly how it happened, like with most of the features on this project.
So I was gonna say this is a really stacked like roster of features on this album.
The most stacked, I think, out of all my projects. Yeah.
Are you proud of the way you curated all of these people? Because this is like an insanely tasteful roster of people.
Thank you. No, I am very proud of it because it's in the past it's like I've gotten some features, but a lot of it happens through the label and like, I don't get to meet them in person. But a lot of this was just me being like, I would make these songs and then I would literally hear, who I hear on it and then I hit them up and then they just happen to be down.
I feel like that's just when you know when some shit is meant to fall into place, when you're like, oh, I feel that this person would work on this, and then immediately they're like, yes, and it's cool that fell into place for so many of these songs. Wow. Another feature that I was really excited to see was redveil. We're huge fans of redveil.
Yes.
Like, we've been following him since very, very early on, and I love the way y'all sound together.
Thank you. Yeah, that was something that we've been trying to do for a minute because we've been talking for a minute. And he would just call me at random times. We just FaceTime, and then we tried to get into the studio one day, and then we just ended up talking all night. And but that day we were in New York actually when we worked on that. It was the day after me and my girlfriend broke up, and we just like started writing about it, and then me and him were kind of like going through the same things, and so yeah, it was awesome. Also, shout out to Redville because I told him this. Butterfly was the drums on my song Butterfly was very inspired by Redville, like his style of drum patterns. Like when I was writing that, I was low-key like kind of pretending that I was Redville. I was just like, how would Redville write on this and like do these drum, because it was like, yeah, I don't know. It's he really inspired me on that one.
That's fire,
Yeah.
yeah. Redveil's an icon. He's also built like a very distinct sound that I think is inspiring a lot of people. So it's cool you were able to kind of channel that and come out with what you had on Butterflies. And I guess the last song in particular I'd love to ask you about is Ma. And I just think kind of the message behind that was really powerful, just kind of the struggle of balancing family and career. And especially as you've become like so incredibly successful, I'm sure that's been like a major challenge, just trying to balance showing up for your family, but also like showing up for yourself and your team and everyone else relying on you. What has that dynamic been like in your own career? And also, what's a piece of advice you would give to rising artists when they start to face the challenge of balancing family and career?
Yeah, good question. I that balance it's been tough, but I think I'm at a point in my life where I'm getting better at it. I think like taking that break from music was very needed because it changed my kind of like perspective on what I want out of this. I think like before, my view on music and my career was very like, you know, everything was so hectic and so busy, and everything just kept kind of getting bigger and bigger. And in my head, I'm kind of like, hey, like if I keep doing this and I get as big as like Drake or something, if I become like the Indonesian Drake or something, I'll be down. And so that was kind of, I don't know, when you think like that, when you kind of like focus on, you know, the size of like your career and like wanting to be as big as possible, I feel like you kind of, you can compromise on some things. You can compromise on like the sound that you do, and like, you start to do things that you feel like you do things because you feel like it's working, because you feel like, if I do this kind of sound, then the song will blow up or whatever. But I think once I kind of like stepped away from it, had some distance with it, I just realized, like, I don't know, the most important thing is that I'm happy. And the most important thing is that I'm happy with the stuff that I'm making, and I'm happy in life, because your life reflects on your art. And, like recently I went to Japan with my family for like 2 weeks, and that was our first time having like a whole family trip abroad, and it was like really beautiful. And I don't know, I think like I'd say I'm finally getting to a point where I'm able to be a lot more present when I'm with my family. Because back then I'm just kind of like, what? Like there's so much to balance. And yeah, I think my advice for, for artists going through that is it takes time. It takes time to figure it out. Don't beat yourself up too much. But yeah, just know that at the end of the day, your family and the people that you love, they're the most important things in your life. Because if you become the most successful person and you have none of them, then your life will suck.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the time, like the external things, like whether it be like we need money and it's good to find success and make more money, but external things like money, material things, extravagance will rarely bring you the same satisfaction of like quality time with your family.
Yeah. I feel so warm when I'm with them.
Yeah, there's literally nothing like it, so that's really important. And I love how you spoke to that on your song. I think that's a message that a lot of artists are just like driven people, career-driven people face cross discipline. So that's really cool. But yeah, I'm gonna tap out now.
Okay.
I'm gonna tap in Roger, Quincy, whoever wants to come in first.
All right.
Yeah, they're gonna come in and ask you some questions.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Good.
What's up?
What
I got
up?
my own little notebook here.
Sick.
Yeah. What's up? This is Raj. I'm super excited to ask you some questions. How are you?
I'm great.
You feeling good?
I'm really happy right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You were talking a lot about kind of developing and moving through all these different phases of your career and your life. You're like a child of the internet. You like taught yourself so much through the internet. You met so many people through the internet, and like you grew up on the internet like a lot of us did. And also I feel like the internet grew up with us.
Yeah.
What's your relationship like with the internet now, and like what's your take on how everything has changed so much? Because you've been on there for like 12 years.
Yeah, my God. Yeah, wow. Great question, and
Thanks.
I'm glad you brought this up because I feel so like I started with social media before music, before everything. Like I've been on social media since I was like 11, and you know, before music I was just doing like comedy stuff on Twitter and kind of like built that following since then. And it was just my life. I treated it like my job, and uh, now I feel like it's things have changed so much, and I feel like because I've taken that time away, like that little bit of time away from it, I feel like I don't know it now. I feel like it's so hard to figure out what is the right thing to do on social media. The algorithm is so weird. Oh my God, the Instagram algorithm is the most like hard to figure out thing ever because like you have to do so many like little tricks and like things to to bypass it and to make sure that your posts get seen by all of your followers. It's like
It's crazy.
back then it's like you post and then all your followers are gonna see it, So
They follow you so they see what you post. It's
Exactly.
like really simple. No, now it's become this like whole like serpent.
Yeah.
Of just like insane proportions.
yeah. So now I think it's great that, I think more than ever social media is really bringing a lot of new musicians to, the spotlight because I found a lot of cool musicians, on TikTok. I've seen your content on my TikTok as well. And like that's really cool, but it's just like so hard to use at the same time. So I don't know. I'm trying to navigate myself through it.
No, yeah, it's also gotten like way more addictive, I feel like.
Yes.
And like as we've grown up, we have more responsibilities. Like I feel like my peak social media usage was when I was like 15 and I didn't have anything else to do, so I was just like on it all the time. And I can't do that anymore.
What were you on?
I was on Twitter. I mean, it was pre-TikTok. I was really on Twitter. I was like heavy into and like it's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
But it used to be like the hole that you could just get yourself sucked into. I feel like more so than all the other ones.
Yeah.
Now Twitter's crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of inspirations, I really loved your butterfly music video.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was fire. I really loved the like the animal costumes and like the CRT television and like all of the like different things you were playing with. What were some of like biggest inspirations for that?
I'd say, I mean, surprisingly, when the music videos came out, a lot of people were saying like, this is giving me like Severance vibes.
Yeah, the indoor garden, but it must have come
garden.
out. You must have shot that before Severance.
That was the thing is, yeah, I've seen like half an episode of Severance,
Oh, wow, yeah.
first episode. So I don't know if my director saw it a lot more than me, but I was inspired by like the concept of it all was very as you could probably tell like Truman Show inspired. But I also I love doing like stuff with clones of me for some reason, and I think like the look of it all was I don't know, it was like it was tough for me to kind of like really hone in or like really like decide on what kind of tone I want for these music videos because it was my first time working with his director Jared, and he has a very specific look where all of his stuff is kind of dark, and I low-key didn't want that. Because the album it feels like it should be not colorful but kind of like vivid and
it's like
just
playful,
and I wanted things to be surreal. So funny. I used to like piss off my manager so much by telling him that I want surreal music videos because everyone says that.
Yeah,
and
it's like the catch-all.
Yeah, everyone says that, but you gotta actually like figure out what surreal actually means. But I think it ended up being kind of a marriage of like what I was thinking and then what Jared's like tone is, and I was so happy with the result. It was just like
No, it's fresh. It feels very unique. It feels really you.
Thank you.
Or like new you, which is so cool. I haven't seen a lot of music videos like it, but it also like stays true to itself. Like the whole drink thing where they're all like dying, and then like I honestly got Ari Aster vibes like a little bit.
Oh, cool.
But like that's just because like his work is like dark and surreal.
Yeah.
Especially with like all of the masks.
Yeah.
And then the like consistent casting. No, it was great.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Thank
loved
you.
it.
Thank you.
I did get Severance vibes, but then I thought about the time frame. I think the Severance Garden is only like in episodes from like the last couple of months.
Yeah.
So they would have shot that. You would have shot that way before that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's very cool. It's a cool aesthetic to have
Yeah.
like all these like outside things inside. And it's
Yeah.
very like post-COVID in my brain.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's very true. That's
Right.
very true. And what's crazy is we were supposed to have, because the garden was like surrounded by these white walls. Originally, we wanted to have blue skies on those
Oh,
white
that's
walls.
fire.
That's the original concept. And then we were not sure if they wanted to do like a LED screen or like green screen, or if it's like, and then they said projector. And I was like, okay, interesting. And on the day we were shooting it, the director was like, oh, okay, so we didn't do the test. And turns out when you put the projector on and all the lights are on, you can't see it.
Oh my God, bro.
So we got to figure out one or two things.
Bro,
Either we do a LED screen. We bring in an LED screen right
those
now.
things are expensive.
But it would only be one wall. So it wouldn't be, the 3 walls, or we just stick to this white wall look.
The white wall look was good. No, I'm incredibly hip to projector issues. I like run this projector at Loudmouth. I like run a projector like for my job.
Yeah.
And like testing is the most important thing. Even like I'm pretty sure we've had Loudmouth shows where like these windows like
Yeah.
ruined this projector.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right now. It's kind of brutal.
Yeah.
Even like in the angles, projectors
Yeah,
are a nightmare
I know.
sometimes. But they can be cool.
Yeah.
No, those LED wall stuff is crazy too.
Yeah, I know.
Like there are like entire shows that just do the LED wall.
That's so crazy.
Like the Batman movie, like I think
with Robert Pattinson?
yeah, like most of those I don't know most of those shots, but like some of those shots of like the city behind him is literally just like an incredibly high resolution LED wall.
That's so sick.
And like I mean it's insane what they're doing.
Baby Keem has crazy visuals.
Yeah,
also.
his visuals are awesome.
Like when I saw him at Coachella, it was like the most high quality,
I
high
didn't
definition.
What was it at Coachella? I didn't see.
It was what were the visuals?
Yeah.
Dude, it was at the Sahara tent, and he had these like water, like these water, like the water is just kind of like moving to the beat, and
that's fire.
and it's like moving in waves, and the way that it's rendered is so sharp, and also it's in like 120 frames per second or
Yeah.
something, so it feels like you're actually seeing water moving
No,
and not watching a video.
No, it's like one of those things where like you don't think that it's gonna like escape. You think you're gonna be looking at it and tell that it's like a video or understand, but then it's happening and it's such a large scale
Yeah.
and it's so fluid.
Yeah.
And it's so timed with the music that you're just like, I'm just like in a new experience right now. I'm not
Yeah.
watching a video in front of an artist.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. Well, I also wanted to touch on it's AAPI month. Shout out. When you're traveling, right, all across the world, how do you stay in touch with like that part of your culture and that part of your heritage?
I wake up and I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh shit, I'm Asian. I'm still Asian today. That's awesome. I ordered Chinese food. There's this Chinese place that I order from all the time when I go to New York. It's called Tri Dim Shanghai. Every place, every area that I stay at, they always deliver. And I only get this one dish on there. It's a cold appetizer. It's I don't know if you know about century eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Where they bury it?
Yeah, it's like black.
Yeah.
Century
they're-
eggs.
I've seen an episode on Smiling Friends about it, but I've never had one.
It's fire. Century eggs and tofu, and it's supposed to be just like a cold appetizer, but I get it with rice because it goes really well together. And that's how I know that I'm back in New York.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
how I feel home.
That single taste.
And that's
bringing
how I
you-
know that I'm AAPI.
That's fire. Wait. So do they like soak it in a marinade and they put the marinade underground?
I don't exactly know what they marinate it with, but yeah, it's like some sort of like underground fermentation process.
Fire. No,
Yeah.
you can do crazy stuff with eggs. They're really expensive now too, which just
Yeah.
makes it like,
Yeah.
more important to like
Yeah.
really turn it into like a delicacy.
Mm-hmm.
My last question is: you've like kind of over the course of your entire career, like spoken about like your relationship with sobriety, like here and there. You know, like at first you were like, my parents always told me not to drink. Then you were like, I'm loosening up. Especially with the new song, you're like, I don't want to I don't want to roll up. I don't want to drink. How has like being thrust into fame at such an early age, being around all of this substance, how has your relationship with it changed?
Honestly, I'm still very chill about all that kind of stuff. Like I'm mostly sober. Like still, especially when it comes to like performing, I think from day one I've always made it a point to perform sober because I don't want to like rely on anything.
And that's some Asian ass shit, honestly.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And then, and then, you know, like 2024, all 2024, I dated someone who was like fully sober, and she kind of inspired me to like, try not drinking for like a whole year. So I did that, but now I'm back.
No, that's right.
So it's all about moderation.
Yeah, it's about, and taking a tea break is like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And it really lets you appreciate all of it more.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yo, what's
Yo.
up? I know you're like super tired.
No. Do I seem really tired?
No. Well, I just like you've been sitting down.
Oh,
Your
no.
legs are falling asleep
This
or
is the most
something.
relaxed I've ever been.
I know.
This is great.
Loudmouth is like my second home
Hell
personally.
yeah.
Like, I told you like when I was moving to Brooklyn, like being close to Loudmouth
Yeah.
was like one of the considerations, like over like I think a dishwasher. I think was more important.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Chicago, so
Okay.
I moved out here like 3 years ago.
Cool.
Yeah. And so
Love
came
Chicago.
out here. What? Sorry.
I love Chicago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was one of the most memorable experiences like I had with like doing a show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
What was the show?
It was at the I believe House of Blues, Chicago.
Nice.
And there was a lot of I think it was like maybe not an all ages show or something. So all of my younger fans had to like bring their parents.
Oh.
Yeah. And the parents, so you see like all these kids and then
Yeah.
you see like in the bar area like all the parents are there. And then like you see like all these like white dads and stuff and they're like turning up to my songs though.
Fire.
And like in that show like a kid came on stage too and like performed a song with me and it was just a
Awesome.
very like electric
What
memorable.
year was this, you said?
2019.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's fire as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you were able to see, like, the kids were there for you, but then, like, it's always awesome because I think I was at the Mike Terminal 5 show, and that happened to me, too.
Oh,
Where
sick.
It was like, or not me personally, like, I saw it happen.
Yeah.
It was like, someone, it was, like, obviously, like, older, like, dad, like, with his daughter, and
Oh,
the
sick.
daughter was like, oh, my God, like, yeah,
That's so
dad.
sick.
And I feel like I do that all the time when, like, I'm playing my dad music, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I know music, right? Like, I'm
Yeah,
good dad,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
and then
yeah,
he'll be
yeah.
like, I don't know. You might know a thing or two. You might know a thing or
That's
two. I don't know.
hilarious.
Do you send your dad music a lot or what?
I don't send him music, but that's like our probably number one bonding activity. Like when I'm back in Indonesia, we would drive, be in the car together, and I would just play stuff. A lot of rap music. I
Yeah.
like to kind of like fill him in on stuff.
Yeah.
I told him about the Drake and Kendrick beef.
Yeah.
And then I
Give
would
him like an essay.
Yeah, give him an essay, and then I was like, yeah, he called him a pedophile and everything, and then I would play him a lot of because I've been listening to also like a lot of older stuff for this album, so it was really cool. It was really cool to kind of like bond over that stuff, and then he would show me a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Well, that's awesome because, again, we're here at Loudmouth. We're surrounded by so many records spanning so many different decades and like so many different genres. I feel like we should stretch our legs a little bit.
Let's do it.
Take a walk. And,
Okay.
like, pick some records
Okay.
that jump out to you,
Cool.
in whatever way, and we'll just come back here and we'll talk about it.
Awesome.
Let's
Cool.
do it.
Let's do it. Cool.
So on the left behind.
Cool.
and then this is like mad rare records, new arrivals.
Very cool. I'm gonna.
Damen.
Dom's our editor. Hey, Dom.
Damen, what up?
Love you, girl.
Damen.
How many should I pick out? You think?
Yo, so how do you feel about records in Japan now? No, but let's just start with the first record
Yeah.
right here. Put it right there. And you know what? And this is Rich Picks
Yes.
with Rich Brian.
Yes, sir.
That good shit.
Yes.
Talk to me about this record. Why'd you pull it out? What made you pick it out of all the sea of records at Loudmouth?
Because I was listening to this a lot when I was working on my last album, The Sailor, 2019, because the producers that were working on that, they were very like the Beatles inspired, and there is a song from this record called A Day in the Life that that song means a lot to me because I remember watching a a Beatles cover band, performed that on like a DVD, and the drummer was Mike Portnoy, who's the drummer of Dream Theater, and he's like my favorite drummer. And yeah, I remember watching that as a kid, thinking that that's their song, and then and then when I listened to this, I was like, oh, that's the Beatles. So it's a crazy song.
No, I love it when that happens, like when, especially like you see like covers, or you see like renditions of like a performance, you fall in love with the rendition before you like kind of go back. You're like, oh wait. Like, I remember as a kid, I always thought that Jamie Foxx was Ray Charles.
Oh, for real?
I watched the movie.
Actually, Ray Charles.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that's like, and I saw him on TV. I was like, oh shit, Ray Charles can see, like what? Like,
oh, that's so funny.
That's how it goes. So that's fire as fuck.
That's
you,
so
like,
funny.
You know, are able to like grow with the music. And, you know, as you get older, it's like you kind of look back and you're like, oh, I was so silly.
I know, but also like look at that cover art.
Right.
All these colors, really sick.
Which one do you think you are?
I would say, I think I'm this.
Yeah.
I love Paul McCartney. And I like the color of the blue he's wearing. I'm trying to see if there's any other songs on this that I like. I think a Day in the Life is the one that sticks out the most for me.
That's real.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go with this. Let's go with this next album. What made you pull it out amongst the sea of albums? And, you know, tell me about it.
The cover art.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks really sick. Let's look at the back. I believe this was in the, I forgot if it was in the jazz section or if it was in the, I think this is reggae. This is reggae.
What is it? Sam's gonna tell us.
Yeah.
Says it's reggae.
Yeah, this is in the reggae section. I do love listening to reggae sometimes.
Yeah.
There is a song that I was just listening to yesterday. Forgot what it's called.
But it's a reggae song.
But it's something that the title had something like the devil something.
Reggae songs, it's kind of hard to decipher the names of the songs.
Yeah.
You know? But it's all about the vibe. You know, just like putting on a little reggae mix.
I know.
No harm in that.
Yeah, reggae's tight. And I love all the effects that they put on the
Yeah, the dub effects are like iconic.
The dub effects, the little delays and everything.
Yeah.
So cool.
I watched like I went on a huge David Radigan like compilation the other day where I was like watching his like sound clashes.
That's
and it's
so
like
sick.
so fun because like they do the emceeing, they like yell at the crowd, and then as soon as the beat drops, they like rewind
so
it, like
cool.
they don't even get a bar, and they're just like, we are up, like goes crazy. Boom, boom, boom. Like,
That's so sick.
I don't know, it's just about the vibes and just like.
That reminds me of when I saw Egyptian Lover in Korea.
Yeah.
So my first ever rap concert was Earl Sweatshirt in Korea.
What?
Yeah, in 2016.
Damn.
I was there to shoot a music video, and then Stone's Throw was having an anniversary event, and it was Egyptian Lover, Knowledge, Earl Sweatshirt. Fire. And I had never seen an actual rap show at that time, and then it was like I went there, and I swear I was like, he cut a set short. I was so pissed because I was the only one rapping all the lyrics.
Damn.
And it was like, oh man, it was so good though. And then, but that's how I got put onto the Egyptian Lover, because I was like, who is this dude? He's like this like, you know, older guy, and he's like, you know, he's like spinning his shit too, but he's also like dancing like while doing it, and it's like the craziest stage presence I've ever seen.
Nah, that concert sounds like insane, and in Korea too. I'm sure,
Korea
like,
too.
The vibe was like
yeah, it was sick. It was sick.
Intense.
Yeah.
Nah, but shout out Earl Knowledge and the GOAT Festival in Korea, apparently.
Yeah, the GOAT
Sounds
Festival.
like the best festival ever. Yeah, hold on. Let's move on to this next one.
Cool.
Tell me why you picked it amongst the sea and talk to me about it.
This is John Coltrane, my favorite things. I to be honest with you, never heard this. But I would like to, because I love jazz.
Is a fucking classic.
Yeah?
Like,
Oh my
this
God.
This is
the one? Okay.
It's like for sure. I mean, have you heard My Favorite Things by John Coltrane? Like this.
I feel like if I hear the song, maybe I'll know, because yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
That like that's the song.
It's funny that you bring that up, because I thought that was an Ariana Grande song. When I saw that Ariana Grande put out her song, I thought she came up with that melody.
No, so it's no, but it's just like we were saying earlier. You know, you learn, you listen to more music, and you find more songs, and you're like, dang. In the past, I was so silly.
Yeah,
you know?
I was so silly.
It's so fun though. It's
Yeah.
cool. I like love John Coltrane. The way that he can express himself through the saxophone is like one of the it's like defines the saxophone.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
the tenor sax. It's
Yeah.
just like I don't know. It's just like it sounds like just raw emotion
Yeah.
in music, which is what music is, you know. But it's just like the sound that it makes is just so raw. And just like learning about what he was going through as he's like playing it. It's just
Yeah.
and his wife is like doing a lot of the production. And
Oh,
she
for
plays,
real?
Yeah, so his wife is in his band.
Okay.
And she like plays like the keys, and she did like a lot of the arrangement and the production.
That's so
for him.
sick.
So he's just like tweaking out on the sax.
Yeah.
And then his wife like eventually goes in and is like, all right, let's just put this on the A side, put this on the B side.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what I want. Just like,
That's
I just
so
want to tweak out
cool.
on the beat, and then
Okay, well, I
my
need to
shorty
listen to
will
this.
help me.
I need to listen to this.
Yeah, no, this is it. My
Yeah.
favorite things is like a jazz classic.
Hell yeah.
And
Cool.
Shout out Ariana Grande, but you can't top this.
No, I didn't. Just to clarify, when you sang that, I already knew that. It wasn't that I didn't just realize just now. I realized a long time ago.
No. I'm not. Yeah, I was about to say like it's a song. Like,
Oh, okay,
it's like,
okay.
John Coltrane didn't make the song.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like-
cool,
it's
cool,
It's
cool,
a
cool.
cover. It's like a interpolation, like all the same. Like I was just
Ariana Grande made it.
nah. Actually, Ariana Grande invented music. Tell me
Right.
about this jazz record that you pulled off the shelf.
Grant Green. I mean, like, first off, I've been really into guitar lately.
Talk about it.
And I really like how his guitar looks, and I really like how cool he looks while smoking, and like with the sunglasses on. I think I definitely have listened to Grant Green songs too, because I have both of them on my Spotify on my playlist. But yeah, I
Well,
This-
I love Grant Green, like, and his guitar is like so silky.
okay.
So
I
smooth.
love Silky.
Like it's silky. Like the engineer, who did a lot of the Blue Note records. Him and Grant Green are like super tight. If Sam could like chime in and remind me of like the name, it's like a famous like Blue Note name. He like recorded it.
Yeah.
It's like it's like escaping me. It's like super complicated white name. But anyway, I'm not even gonna think about it. It might come to me later. But
Do you know about this band called Tariqa Blue?
yes.
Yeah, I
yes,
love them.
Yeah.
Love them too.
Bro, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's Japanese, is it not?
I think I forgot if it was Japanese or because I think I looked it up and they were like, I heard that maybe they're from New York or something. I don't know. Yeah, but they were
Word.
like
I didn't know that.
they were only around for like a little bit and they came out with that one album.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I love that album too.
Yeah.
That one is like super smooth, super like calm vibes. There it is, Rudy Van Gelder. That's
Okay.
like, that is, yeah. Like people talk about hi-fi engineering, hi-fi like recording.
Yeah.
That's like one of them names. Like
Crazy.
in my opinion, like right next to like Bob Power.
Also, shout out to Neil Pogue. He's he mixed a lot of the old Outkast stuff. He mixed Hey Ya. He mixed Waterfalls by TLC, and he mixed my whole album.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was my first time working with him. It
Damn.
was an honor.
That's huge.
It was an
bro.
honor. Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like, I mean, I don't know. Raj mentioned it earlier, which is like kind of coming up with the computer, you know, coming up online and like making beats online and like figuring out your sound online. You kind of have to learn everything in terms of like arranging, you know, picking the sounds, but then
Yeah.
also like engineering is like a whole other side of that. It's like super intimidating.
Yeah.
You know, but like I have like so much respect for
Yeah.
engineers,
Dude,
and, like
seriously.
good engineers who like hi-fi production, you know. And again,
Yeah.
like jazz is like where it starts, but like it crosses so many different genres.
Yeah.
It's like
That-
I can't even touch that. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
that reminds me of Charlotte Day Wilson too. Shout out to Charlotte Day Wilson. It was one of the coolest like collaboration experiences I've had because when I first sent that song to her and she was, I believe, in Toronto, which is where she lives, and she was really busy with a bunch of stuff, so it took a while for her to send something back, and then one of those days she just happened to be in LA, and she was like, "Can we do like a in-person session instead?" And I was like, "All right, perfect," because that's what I wanted. And
Yeah.
we met in person at a studio, and I just witnessed her do her thing and like sing the craziest voice ever. Like no need for any editing, no audit, no nothing, and like just like laying down the craziest harmonies. And also like after that, she was just like looking at all the different like effect racks and like compressors like on the studio, and then she was just like, maybe it would be cool if like we put this on it. And then she's just like, she understands all this stuff because she actually like engineers
And
for
like
real.
being able to like touch it and being like,
Yeah.
oh, flick this strip. It's not
It
like
was-
a button on a
it's not-
keyboard.
no,
anymore. It's
it
like
was
you're,
so
you're
cool.
Flicking it. Yeah.
It was so cool.
No, I feel
Yeah.
you. I feel you.
I'm
And
a big
again,
fan.
it's just like coming up in the bedroom where you kind of like have that isolation feeling and like that self-taught, you know, like kind of carpenter in a dark room feeling, you know, and then you're every once in a while reminded that you can like, oh, this isn't a plugin. Like you can
Yeah.
press a button and
Yeah.
turn a knob.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I hear it now. I hear it now.
Yeah, that's what makes creation or making music so much more fun. Actually being able to
Absolutely.
touch things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts. And making music physical takes it to a whole nother level. I 100% agree. Let's bring us home here with this final record. Let's talk a little bit about it.
Also, the cover art so sick.
Yeah.
What is this? I don't see a name.
Hold on. Who is this?
Is this a compilation of different stuff?
It is.
Okay.
It's a compilation album. If you're not part of the solution, soul, politics, and spirituality in jazz, 1967 to 1975.
Yeah. Who's on?
Revolution.
I see.
Compilation.
Who's on this?
Jazz.
Have you heard any of these?
You know, I don't think I have.
Yeah. Well, this is what's beautiful about, you know.
Oh well, this is a Miles. They played
Oh.
played Bitches Brew.
Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You know, I mean they had a John Coltrane reference in there.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see those.
And I think Johnny Hammond Smith. I think that's like jazz fusion, if I'm not wrong. He has a song called like Lost on 23rd Street. Revolutionary music. You know, again, jazz. I feel like everything in terms of like hip hop eventually goes back to jazz. So
Yeah.
you kind of talk about both, and
Yeah.
like pop and R&B as well. But like with jazz, just like being a revolutionary and standing up for something and putting that through music, and not just like as a form of expression, but like resistance as to what's going on in the environment. Is like something I 100% believe in, and like
Yeah.
I like it is like it inspires me
Yeah.
honestly. Like when I make my own music, just like listening to like these jazz artists, like again like pouring their heart and soul, and you can tell how many hours they spent in a practice room, you know,
Yeah.
on their grind, like really just to like show out to the point where it's like, you know, I always love watching them, like videos of them live.
Yeah.
And just like after they're done, like it's not even anything to them. It's just
Right.
like whatever.
I know.
I'm unfortunately like I have to go back and keep grinding.
Yeah.
You know, like you can see it in their face.
Yeah.
And so it's just like
Yeah.
knowing I like listen to so much jazz.
That's
like,
so sick.
I don't know. Every time I hear a new jazz artist, and like I come here so many times, I'll just like pick out a record. I'll be like, "Yo, Sam, tell me about this record." And he'll
Yeah.
be like, "Yo, this is actually super sick. Actually,
Yeah.
like, you should listen to it."
Yeah, what you just described with like just how much they've worked on it and like how they perform and stuff reminds me of I went to a May Simonis show
Yes.
a couple nights ago.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
That was my first time.
That was with John.
That was with John Rosenborough.
John Rosenborough.
Yeah, he was really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've that was kind of one of those things that was just like that I love about social media, because I found her just on my TikTok, and I was just like, what is this? This is so sick. I've never
Yeah.
heard anything like this. And yeah, and then she just told me that she was doing that show, and I happened to be in town, and I came. That was my first time meeting her and seeing her live, and she's just such an insane guitar player,
Absolutely.
man. Crazy guitar player, and it's crazy, like, songwriter and really good singer. But I asked her too, like, how long did it take to, because she did like a 70, 80 minute set.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a long one. She performed her entire album her entire new album,
crazy.
and then some songs outside the album.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then I asked her, like, how long did it take to rehearse that whole set? And she was like, "Oh, we just rehearsed this yesterday." And
That's
she
how they
like,
be though. They're just like,
yeah.
I just saw the chart earlier, an hour
Yeah.
ago, and I just played
yeah,
it. You know?
yeah,
That's
it's
so insane. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Shout out Mason Moniz. We love Mason Moniz and John. Like,
Yeah.
we just did a John interview. Like, we did a write up on Mason Moniz like I think a year ago around this
sick.
time, and
Sick.
like she's like so sweet, but also just like her intention in her craft, you know, and then also connecting it back to her roots and like writing songs like fully in Japanese, I think is like super sick, and it's like something that is just like uniquely her.
Yeah.
And it comes across like it translates perfectly in the music, you know. And so it's just like I maybe have like only met her once. We've like DM'd a couple times on Instagram, but like I feel like I feel like if I saw her, I'd be like, oh my god, like hi, like we're
Yeah.
best friends.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and so
Yeah.
it's always great like when you have an artist like that, you feel like you know them when you listen to them.
and the fact that she already kind of like, I feel like just off of listening to that, you know, this album that she just put out, there are certain melodies and certain things that to me already feel very May Simone's.
Yeah.
And I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, I want to wrap it up with like one thing. Like, it's just the internet and music and technology and like being the part of the generation that is like involved in using all these things as like tools to create their music and like get better at music and like learn more about music all at the same time and listen to each other's music. Then also like build community, like reach out to one another. Like you found May Simone's on the internet and you came to her show and now you're a fan is like such like, you know, 20 years ago, like that was like not really a pipeline, you know, like 30 years ago, like it wasn't really a pipeline, you know, where it's like, it was just kind of like within a week, you know, something like that could happen.
You're not supposed to know this many people.
Exactly. You know, but like, I just like want to know, like, how are you feeling, you know, today, the rest of the day, tomorrow, in the next year, once the album is already out, once people heard it, once you're performing it, going from the bedroom by yourself to the internet to like album online to concert, real life, shaking the hands, like physical. How do you feel about that process? Like about this album, about your life, just in general, 2025 vision,
Dude,
before we head out of here?
I feel so good about it. This is the best I've ever felt about an album release. Just in terms of how, like, it's interesting because this is the first time I felt I'm like, oh, dude, I'm ready to work on the next album again.
Yeah.
Before, I feel like it was just like, okay, it's done.
Thank God.
I'm done working.
Thank God.
No, I'm gonna sleep for a long time. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
beach,
Yeah, I don't want to be in the studio for a long time, and that's not good. You know,
Yeah.
like I love making music, but like, I am just so excited. I cannot wait to, especially after taking so much time away from it. I think I just miss it so much. Even doing this interview, like doing all the things that, you know, I feel like at that time when I was still coming up and I was still very new to this, it was a very overwhelming time in my life and it was all so new, and I feel like I didn't, you know, fully appreciate it at that time. And I think like now I have like a whole new appreciation for it, and I am just, you know, it's gonna be a busy time and it's gonna get overwhelming real quick, but I think I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. I think, you know, it's gonna be, I was gonna say something, but I forgot, but that's okay.
And I think that's what life is all about. You know, it's just like saying things when they come to you, but also being okay when the thought just leaves.
Exactly. You can't control everything. You can't
Facts.
force it. Life happens for you, not
like a
to
river.
you.
Just gotta keep flowing.
Absolutely. Gotta be
Well-
water, my friend.
Thanks so much for talking with us.
Happy AAPI month.
Facts. Let's all breathe and think about water. API month.
Yes.
That good shit,
Yes.
Rich Brian. My name's Quincy. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you so much, guys.
Peace to
Thank you.
Annabelle and Raj.
Peace.